Welcome to Kyber Squad. Today, we'll talk about episode 5. This is a fan favorite. The best to many out there in the fandom. And for this, I'm going to let Freddie Days kick it off. Freddie
What's up, guys?
Days.
Welcome to another episode. Thank you, Jerry. And yes, today we're going to talk about episode 5. As you said, the favorite from the original trilogy from most of the fans out there. Personally, it's my favorite from the original trilogy. From episode 4, 5, and 6, I would place number 1, episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Uh, well, oof, what can we tell about this episode? I mean, mm, we start with the battle in
Ah,
Hoth, a very good battle. Uh, we see amazing suits from both sides. We see a great story where Luke develops his let's say character, his force abilities. I mean, talking about overall in the movie, we get to see Master Yoda. We see Ben Kenobi again. This is overall. We're gonna talk about it, but I mean, the movie itself, it's a piece of art. It's not also something which makes this movie the best of all. The fight between Vader and Luke, um, the revelation, the big revelation. Oof, oof, oof.
it is great. It is great. I'm telling you, folks, it is great.
I was gonna start with a fun fact. um, so remember when Luke gets trapped by uh, this creature while he was he was searching for remember, let's remember that Luke goes wander off in the cold planet because there was something that fell somewhere in the planet. So Luke is like, okay, you know what, let me go ahead and check. But we don't see that much like a closed caption to his face. So then when Luke goes wander off, he gets into trouble by this yeti looking creature.
Yeah.
A- and so Luke is, I mean, he looks beaten up from his face really, really, really bad. So I don't know if you knew this, but actually that's no makeup. That's actually Luke's face. When they were in the middle of rolling episode 5, Mark Hamill gets into an accident, a car accident, and I mean he was wounded pretty bad. So they had to delay it a little bit of the, the the rolling of the movie, but they decided to use this this original makeup, his real face, and so that's why Luke in this movie looks all beaten up. So I don't know if you know this,
I
but
didn't know that. I didn't know. We see Han going out to rescue Luke. He opens up his tauntaun. He puts Luke there, and he says, "Oh, and I thought they smell bad on the outside because he took out his guts, and they didn't smell quite very well."
I mean, I don't know. I've never smelled guts of anything, but I mean, you can imagine. If you go by the market and you know, at least here in Mexico, if you go to the a market where you can actually smell some of those stuff, it smells pretty bad. So yeah, well, just leave it into imagination. But yeah.
When they confirmed that the rebel base was there, he's like, "Okay, cool, thank you. Go to your post." And then on his 4K TV, we see these two generals, and the other guy was like, "Oh no." The guy that questioned him was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He was like, "You have failed me for the last time, bitch." He kills
And
him, and the second in command, he just, I mean, Darth Vader. He was just so good that he even congratulated the guy that got promoted. He was like, "Good, good, welcome. Congratulations for your new position. All right, you're a great guy. You're a great guy." And the other guy was like, "Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Oh, ah! What should I do now?
I can't believe it.
Oh my god!"
Not necessarily like that, but yes.
There was this creature following R2. It grabs him, but that creature didn't like metal. So it spits R2 through. I mean, R2 just flies away. He he ends up hitting.
That little scream that R2 makes, I cannot make it. I cannot fabricate that. No.
So it hits a root or a tree, and well, Luke takes out everything that was needed, all that. They were just setting up camp, and then we see this green goblin looking creature. And he just starts just like wandering around and look like, "Hey, who are you?" "I'm just a friend." Then he just starts messing around with stuff. He finds a lighter and he's like, and that goes or throws us back to what we've seen, because he had a lightsaber, and then this light is like, hey, it's so freaking funny. And Arch is trying to take that light out of him or from him, and they start fighting. So this green thing starts hitting with this how do you call it, like bastion?
With his no, with like his stick. I mean, it's
he has a stick to keep walking, and he starts kicking R2 with it, or fighting R2.
He starts fighting. I mean, it's a very funny thing. I mean, how are you gonna fight it with a droid? I mean, like a little kid.
Looks like, "I'm looking for a friend." "Find someone you have." And then they start talking and blah blah blah. And
yeah, I mean, this in this scene where we meet for the first time Yoda. I mean, by this time we don't know he's called Yoda. We don't know if he's the person Luke was actually looking for, but for the very first time, when we see this, the original trilogy, we learn, we meet this person who kind of like talks back. I mean, not kind. He talks like in a backwards way, where the order is all switched. One of the most important characters, the wisest of all masters. We have very good in this movie. We have very good let's say conversations, dialogues, with a lot of depth and understanding with of what the Force is. I mean, it's incredible.
We go back to Luke having dinner with this green goblin, and it's like, "Hey, you know what? I'm losing my time here. I don't want to be here anymore. Blah 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 blah." And then this Green Goblin goes like, patience, Master Yoda will be here. And Master Yoda was kind of like 420. He ends up speaking to the wall. And he says, he's not ready. And then we hear the voice of Uncle Obi-Wan. And he's like, was I ever ready? And they have this dialogue. This goblin and the wall. While they're having this dialogue, looks like, Master Yoda? Is it you? Like, ready or not. Anyway. Between Uncle Obi and Luke, they end up convincing this Green Goblin, which he reveals himself to be Yoda, to train him. And looks like, I am ready. Change.org, change.org. I'm ready, super ready. They convince him, and he acceds to train Luke. And that's when we see Lando, and he goes like, hey, you know what? I got a dinner set for you guys. It's a cool dinner, cool drinks, cool food. Come join me. They go there. We go back to Dagobah. Now Luke is his head's down, his feet are up, and we see Yoda. But then all of a sudden, Luke feels disturbance in the Force. So,
he was doing CrossFit before we knew what CrossFit was.
So anyway, he feels that disturbance in the Force. He just
and
goes.
He trusts Master Yoda.
He just goes out and just like surprisingly, he just falls down. But then Yoda was above his feet and goes like. So Yoda falls down again with him. And then we see that Luke's ship, this X-Wing, starts to go down on this land.
Yeah.
It looks like, I'm not gonna get that out of there. I'm not gonna
Master
get
Yoda,
out of
help!
here anywhere. And then Luke, and then Yoda is like, lift it up. For which looks like, no, I cannot get out of it. Get it out of there. And Yoda's like, Yoda. Looks like, okay, I'll give it a try. You order not. There is no try.
The movie is filled with excellent quotes from Master Yoda.
Tries to pull it up. He sets out, and while he's setting out to that cave, he brings up his guns, for which Yoda says that he won't need them. He doesn't pay attention to that. So he ends up, and he finds Dolph Vader. They fight. Luke ends up decapitating Darth Vader, and while the head is rolling, he sees it exploding. After it explodes, he sees his face there. So he was fighting again. This is a philosophical encounter we see where Luke finds himself being part of the dark side. He gets out of there, and he sets out to look for his friends and to try to protect them. For which Yoda and this ghost of Obi-Wan try to stop him.
Yeah, we learn about also the Force Ghost. This is the very first time where we see Obi-Wan. We only heard him, I would say, twice. For the very first time when Vader kills Obi-Wan in episode 4 that we talked in the previous episode, and we hear the voice of Obi-Wan. We run, Luke, run. That's the first time. Second time when we hear him, it's when Yoda is like deciding to train Luke or not. So, okay, we hear Obi-Wan, but where is he? And then, ta-da! We see Obi-Wan. Oh my God!
Magically.
I mean, that's another thing that will make, or that made this movie really, really good. I mean, it's just full of surprises.
While Leia is looking at everything happening there, she goes out, she goes all humble, and she speaks out to Han, and she says, "I love you," to which Han replies,
I know. Oh,
they put
I
him
mean,
to carbon freezing.
Arrogant, but I mean, you get it. It's like you've been trying like to open up, but now you're insecure. Maybe like as a guy. I mean, looking at it from a point of view from a guy. I mean,
From a certain
it's
point
like
of view.
from a certain point of view again. So it's like, okay, yes, I like you, but you're playing difficult, and it's like a play back and forth. And then, okay, the girl takes the first step, which we don't see very often, but the girl goes like, "I love you."
Yeah.
And this guy is like, I mean, it just makes it funny because instead of, I mean, you would expect seeing like, okay, yes, I love you too, or something else, like, or maybe an apology, sorry that I was arrogant, or blah blah blah, something else. We have the I know.
All Han could come up with was, "I know."
That's Han's signature, Han Solo's signature.
Yeah. So
I know.
anywho, they carbon freeze his ass. Then they give him out to Boba Fett. Then Lando goes out and says, "Hey Vader, you said that Leia could do whatever, blah blah blah. I've altered the terms of the deal. Hooray, I do not alter them any longer." Anywho, they kind of fight, blah blah blah, this and that. Han goes out and is going over to Jabba's palace, and then we see and then we see Luke getting over to where Vader was. They set up to fight. Vader tries to push Luke to get carbonite freezing because he was going over to the Emperor so he could train him. But then Luke jumps out all of a sudden. They still fight, still going at it. While we see on the other hand that the ones that were captured by the Empire were being rescued by Lando.
Yeah. Then simultaneously.
When he rescues them, she was like, he tries to choke him. When he's like, hey, I want to save you guys. Please spare my life.
Give me another chance. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anywho, they make it out of the planet, and then Luke's still fighting with Vader. While we see them going back and forth, then we see Karma attacking. Because
Karma, yeah.
Remember that Luke chopped off the arm.
It wasn't actually
Wampa?
Luke. It wasn't actually Luke. That was Obi-Wan, the one who cut the arm in the first episode. That was
but Luke took off the arm of the Wampa. So.
Oh yeah, at the beginning of this episode. Yeah, that's right.
Is Karma. So while they were fighting Luke and Vader cuts off his hand with the lightsaber. So that's when we see this beautiful scene where everything is revealed.
Join the Emperor, Luke. You don't know the power of the dark side.
I'll never
Oh,
join you! Luke, Obi-Wan never told you the truth of your father. He told me enough! No, Luke. I am your father. No! That's impossible! Anywho, they go on and on and on and on. Luke ends up just flying away, magically escaping. He uses the Force, communicates with Leia. They go out, they rescue him. They put him a prosthetic arm, robotic arm,
A robotic arm, yeah.
and that's when we see that they separate. So Lando and company set out to go and rescue Han. We see Leia and Luke looking at the horizon to a new galaxy. They hugging each other, and then and that was it.
I mean, after, I don't know, let's say the last 20, 30 minutes, which are very exciting. I mean, your heart is just like beating super fast, because this is the movie from the from the original trilogy, where we see the very first fight with more action. We have a plot twist. We didn't know, but by this point, that Vader was Luke's father, as he reveals. And even how would you react if your father cuts your own arm? After you're fighting, you're thinking that you're fighting the guy who killed your father, and also we only heard this.
Yeah,
Anakin Skywalker.
He cuts your arm, and then he goes like, "Hey, I'm your father. I love you so much. I'm your father, and I cut your arm off.
Let's rule together." It's like, what?
What the fuck?
And I mean, wow. I mean, by the end of this movie, it's like you got like this bittersweet sensation, because okay, now Vader is Luke's father, so but he's with the bad guys. Okay, so what's next? What are they gonna do? What would you do?
Guys and gals, let us know what you think about this, what you think about our take on this episode. If you think we made the good hatred on it, or yeah, what you think in general, what again, what you think we should improve on. We're here for you.
Did you like
Did you like our misinterpretations? Did you like our talk, our customization to Mexico to everything, or not?
Let us know, guys.
Final comments. For the days. Final comments.
Final comments. Let us know, guys, what you thought about our little talk, a little chit chat on this episode. Me personally, I love this episode. My favorite from this trilogy. Is it yours as well? Which one is your favorite episode from the original trilogy? Let us know in the comments. Please subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Spotify, on Facebook. You can find us as Kyber Squad in YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. On Instagram, we are as kyber.squadpod. And on Twitter, we are as kyber_squad.
Yes, sir. He finally learned that.
I finally learned them.
Yeah, guys.
So, thank you for listening to us, guys, and we'll be listening to us. And we'll be talking to each other on the next episode. May the force be with you. All right. Take care, guys.